tell me nothing. I know that I'm a masterpiece, a masterpiece, a master.
Hey, don't be making a lot of noise, please. See, chill out. Hey, What's up, y'all? My name is Jamya. I am a believer first, artist, influencer, and entertainer. And yeah, let's get into it. For those who keep up with me on Instagram, I know episode 5 was initially supposed to be about friendship, but I'm not gonna lie, I want my homegirls in on that. I'm trying to get our schedules has been a little hectic. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that one. Today's episode is gonna be on hyper independence. I'm not gonna lie, I already know for a fact my sister is probably like, oh, let me tap it, because she has like firsthand had to deal with my hyper independent ways, and maybe a few others watching it know me and know how I get. So this is a very interesting episode. But yeah, this is something I struggled with for a long time, and honestly recently had some revelation about. I was also able to realize how far I've grown in that department, but it still was like, oh wow, like really having to unlearn and realize some stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. So for starters, we need to cut this whole narrative that we don't need people. I don't need nobody. I'll do this on my own. I don't need. Stop. There's nothing wrong with being independent, but there's a difference between being independent and hyper independence, and we just live in a world that glorifies that. We do need people. There's no shame in needing people. God put us here and he put other people here for us. We need people. Adam needed Eve at the beginning of time. The Bible says 2 is better than 1. At the very beginning of time, as babies, we are conditioned to needing assistance, to needing support, to needing help. So it's just like, what is the reason we all of a sudden started being so, I got it, I do it by myself, I don't need nobody? Truthfully, I believe that glorifying hyper independence only comes out of hurt. I know for me, a big one was being hurt from betrayal. You know, you trust somebody to have your back, to do things for you, and then they turn around and they throw it in your face. So that it makes you not want to ask nobody for help. Maybe it's fear of disappointment and that type of hurt. And then if it's not some type of wound of being hurt, then it's coming from pride. And pride, you just hurt yourself when you're being prideful. So you know what I'm saying? It all stems from hurt. It doesn't get you anywhere. We should not be operating out of hurt. We need to heal that. It is more than okay to grow with people and to get help from people. Getting help from people opens up so many more doors. I just feel like you get to operate at your best self. I believe that we need to be exposed to be better. Period. Like whether that be from someone being able to expose the blind spots that we don't even see within ourselves, in areas that we can grow. We can't catch everything, you know. Let somebody in on that. Let somebody shed a light, shed an opinion. Another thing, you shine light on darkness, the dark things that you hold inside that you're scared of showing people because they might look at you different, because you might not want to let go of it, because it's some type of unhealthy attachment that is stunting your growth. We gotta get that out of here. It's 2023. We don't have no time to just be holding on to these things anymore. And so, you know, that's another reason. Expose the darkness so it can flee from you. Another reason to expose yourself to others for help. They might have answers that you don't have. Sometimes it's just by experience. People have more experience. People naturally have more wisdom, more discernment, just all types of different things and gifts and things that they could pour into you if you give them the chance. And there's nothing wrong with not having all the answers. I feel like I used to be so defensive because it's very weird because I'm very curious. I'm still very curious. I love to gain knowledge, but it's that pride, you know. As soon as I feel a little threatened, like somebody trying to tell me about me, or okay, not too much, like you told me a little bit, but not too much type, yeah, I work on that all the time. But it's okay, we don't have all the answers, and it doesn't mean that you're dumb. And I think that for me, because truthfully, that was an insecurity of mine. I grew up, being told, go to college, go to college, go to college. And when I decided to not go, because it was instilled in me for so long to go, I honestly struggled with that as a big insecurity in my life, that I wasn't as intelligent as other people. And so when people would tell me things, I just immediately feel like somebody was trying to call me out or call me dumb, call me stupid, treat me like I had less value. And it's just not that. A lot of people want to see you succeed. So sometimes we let our pride shoo people out of our answer. We sitting there praying to God, help me figure it out. Help me figure it out. God, help me figure this out. We don't have to do it alone. God sent you the answer by a person, but you're shooing them away because you would rather do it by yourself. For what? It's just a very silly narrative that we have got to let go of. But it starts with being acceptable to being exposed. And so, yeah. And truthfully, you can't operate as the best version of you doing it all alone. You have to be willing to answer to people, to coordinate with people, to cooperate with people, to lay some of yourself down and get you out of the way so that you can get to the next level. It's just like the way it goes. And then how can you operate at your best self if you're constantly moving, wearing yourself out, doing it all? Don't limit yourself. You're probably meant to do huge things, but you can't do all these things alone. So therefore you can't get to those huge things. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that to yourself. Be your best self and let people in, do some teamwork and get some help. What helped me realize how massive my pride really was God coming in, and he put me in positions where I had no other choice but to ask for help. And then when I would get myself in these holes, get myself in these predicaments, the first thing that people would say when I finally had to ask for help is, why would you do that? Why would you? So absurd. Phone just be clicking out. So thought I had wrapped it up, but it stopped. But it's okay, we move. Because y'all gonna get this and we ain't gonna stop. So, next. Okay, guys. Take feels like a bajillion. Let's get through this because Lord knows I'm being tried tonight. They would sit there and they would ask me, why would you do that? Why would you wait and not, why would you have that all in and not say anything all this time? I didn't want to feel like a burden. I couldn't just put my pride to the side and just admit, hey, I need some help. And it's like crazy because I didn't realize that it was going to hurt people. And of course these people are hurt because they thought, did I not love this person enough? Did I not make it clear that this is a safe space and I want you to be able to come to me when you need something? I would be hurt if it was me. And I know that I felt that, but I still did it, and it happens. We're human, we do contradictive things every day. But it really opened my eyes to realize that's how your people should be. You should be able to depend on your people and go to them when you need something. They should be reliable. It's bare minimum for reciprocity in a relationship, for someone to pour into you the same way that you pour into them. It's not a luxury. And if you find yourself constantly in a position of not having that, you just can't never count on them, it's always an excuse, then you need to start reevaluating where you prioritize them and if those are really your people. Lastly, I'm gonna try and say this quickly for this shut off on me again. Y'all just bear with me. For the people out there who feel like they don't choose to be alone or they don't choose this hyper independent life, the hyper independent life chose me. For those who feel that way, who feel like, it's like a longing for people and they do want that team and that tribe, but they can't seem to find it, I would really encourage you to pray about it. Sometimes we are called into a season of isolation with God. But, if you feel like, nah, it's beyond that, it's a little, then evaluate and make sure that you are representing what you're looking for. And pray to God that he molds you and shapes you into who you are seeking in other people. Ultimately, the people around us are a reflection of what's going on inside. And you know, I guarantee if you feel like something's on some type of way, you can't figure out why, there's probably some work that you need to have go on, not to just get them, but to be able to maintain them and to be able to sustain relationships, because relationships also take, you know, some work. You know, all these things that I named, you know, right before that, you know, being able to rely on people, you want people to pour into you. You got to make sure that you're bringing that to the table too. And so, yeah, y'all, I really appreciate y'all tapping in with this. I hope that this was able to register with some and really hit some. That's kind of my spiel, my deal on hyper independence. And yeah, we done. That was stressful, but we got it done. Bye, y'all.
No stress.